And here we can see Fiji's starting lineup with goal shooter Panapasa, who's been probably one of the stars of this team, partnering really well with captain Rauluni. Wing attack to rebound, Fisher, Caitlin Fisher in at centre, Gallo at wing defence, Nawai at goal defence, and Toka at goalkeeper. Singapore, the star of their show, Charmaine So, starting at goal shooter. Kai Wei To, the flairful goal attack. Kim Lim, the heart of this team's feeding lineup. Cox got the nod at centre and in at wing defence. Teo at Melody, Teo at goal defence, and Nair in at goalkeeper.
Now let's welcome our on-court umpires, Janet Edley,
Fiji v Singapore.
Vandenberg. The reserve umpire
There's Caitlin Fisher,
the
Fiji centre, awaiting the centre pass here.
Fiji,
the youngest team at this tournament, average age of just 22. And it's Fiji who have won the toss and will have the centre pass.
Let's count them down as Fiji take on Singapore.
So day 5 at the 2019 Netball World Cup in Liverpool. Fiji up against Singapore in Group E. Fiji looking for their first win of the tournament, as are Singapore. They've met 5 times in World Cups before, most recently in 2011. That was held in Singapore, and right away it's Panapasa, the Fijian goal shoot, who has shot 93 and 99 heading into this game, and she's their main threat in the forward circle. Speaking of threats, is Charmaine So for Singapore, but they lose the handle early on, and Fiji come away with it, playing left to right in their blue dresses.
What a cheeky little take that was. Great experience for her to slot that over. Young player, Panapasa. But I think that we're going to see a little bit more of her this game.
Yeah, Panapasa, just 18 years of age. There she is again. What a start from her. That is number 3. Fiji with the jump on Singapore early.
Kim Lim just opting to go back there. And in, who's been strong for this team, winning lots of interceptions for them. Unassuming player. And there's Charmaine So. Not afraid to put up the long bombs, but opts to bounce pass into
Yeah, Kai Wei To, her combination with Charmaine So up front, it's been effective for Singapore, hasn't it? But it's just been the supply, it's been the feeds into the circle, which have been in too short supply for Singapore at this World Cup so far.
Absolutely, and that's it. We talk about the supply, we talk about the service, and that's something that they have lacked a little bit, but they haven't played so much of Charmaine So and Kai Wei To. A nice rotational circle. Kai Wei To has fantastic court craft. She knows how to open up the circle for So, but she can also feed well. So potentially getting them some more shooting opportunities to give them a good shot at this game.
The goalkeeper, Kahatoka, called for Sindhu Nair at the back, called for a penalty contact there for Singapore. So another one for Panapasa. They're up to 5, and at the moment, it is the Lydia Panapasa show.
That was a beautiful feed from Taribao, just on the centre pass turn, look straight into the shooter, no hesitation, and what a beautiful pass from Charmaine So. Toe to find the post nicely, a nice early drive into the circle, something they haven't had so much of because they haven't had the goal shooter coming out of the circle to create that space, and well kept in there by Panapasa. Great skill, but just couldn't find a blue dress to get on the end of it.
So Singapore in red have thrown it away. It's been well intercepted. And back over the top, Rauluni feeding into Panapasa. Rauluni leaded the team for goal assists, 66 over the first 4 games. So it's her combination with Panapasa that's crucial for Fiji.
Yeah, you can see how comfortable they look with each other. Oh, look at that. Kai Wei To again finding that space right underneath the circle. And that is being created by the work that So is doing to exit the circle, and something we've not seen from Singapore yet this championship. So that rotation working nicely, and again the long ball into Panapasa from Rauluni. Just have a look at that drive to the top. Faultless.
So 5 goals the difference. 4 minutes gone in this opening quarter, this Group E match on day 5. Both these teams looking for their first win at the tournament. So Kai Wei-to, the winger, attack. She's going to suits up here, thinks about it, thinks better of it, gives it to Charmaine So, who's one of the silkiest shooters in the business.
Contact with your fence.
Looking to post there, but not quite on. Beautiful hands, great layup to pass from
Raulini
Raulini.
again, yeah.
Absolutely, you can see how comfortable she is there. Oh, poetry in motion, that.
Lovely to watch. So, just lays it off for Kimberly Lim. Inside to Kai Wei-to.
Air ball. Not one you want.
Kahatoka inbounds the ball to Fiji, and they send it up court over the top again, but that one's being deflected over the baseline by Sindhu Nair, and it came off Panapasa. So good work at the back from Sindhu Nair for Singapore. 5 goals the difference. They need a bit more of that, Singapore. Having lost possession on their own centre pass, they've won it back. You'll see a dot down the bottom left of screen next to the Singapore name. That refers to who's got a centre pass. Obviously this game is all about stealing possession on the opposition centre pass. That's how you get in front. As Charmaine So, a lovely backspin on her shot.
Great backing up there from Sindhu Nair. Great elevation.
Raulini takes a shot of her own. Shakes off the wrist as if to warm it up a little bit. It's very early here in Singapore this morning, just after 9 a.m. It's a torrid schedule for all of these teams. They're playing their 5th test match in 5 games. It's tough on the body, it's tough on the mind. And here they are suiting up again early doors on day 5. Kai Wei-to.
The double team on the shot there. Unable to put them off, but yeah, nice the timing of the double bomb and then the hoist. But unfazed, and then the long ball in to Panapasa. She's got a really nice high position hold to allow such space to go behind. There we see the double team and the pass to So to slot that one away.
Yeah, I mentioned Episaki Kahatoka, the goalkeeper for Fiji in this one. There she is in the circle. 43 contact penalties over 4 games coming into this test. That's the highest in the competition. Scotland's Claire Maxwell just in behind her, but she doesn't mind the contact as Kai Wei-to drains another one for Singapore. Staying in touch here.
You like to get on the stat sheet, but potentially not for those reasons.
Well, it's telling your coach you're up for the fight, that you're keen. Perhaps a little too keen as Panapasa. That's her 10th goal of the quarter.
Such maturity in the way that she puts that ball away and the way that she takes it. Here we see So with the exit of the circle, which is opening it up, and the Fiji team just not allowing them to enter back into the circle with ease.
Kai Wei-to, 4 of 5 so far. Nice little one-legged lean back, and then tips it over the top for another. Panapasa once more, just 18 years of age. She represented Fiji at the Youth Netball World Cup in 2017. Interestingly, 5 players in this Fiji squad will be still eligible to play for Fiji at the Youth World Cup in 2021, and that's held in Suva, that event. So Vicky Wilson is developing this squad. Lots of young talents. Charmaine So hits another one for Singapore.
And that won't be an accident. That's fantastic that you can have that amount of players still eligible for a World Youth Champs. The amount of experience they will gain from that is phenomenal, and that's really smart work from Vicky Wilson to recruit a team that she can really build and, you know, indent some ways on them that she really sees fit for Fiji to grow up the rankings. Good
intervention from Nawai in mid-court, and that's the end result. Lydia Panapasa continues her perfect record so far. There is Vicky Wilson, Australian shooting legend. Played at 4 World Cups, 87, 91, 95, 99. That's an Australian record along with Liz Ellis. And she won 3 gold medals at World Cups as well. That's ain't a bad career, is it?
I mean, it's as good as it gets, isn't it? I mean, and for her to be working with such a young team, they're going to be in awe of her and soak up everything she says, because I'm sure she's got the recipe.
She's pretty tough on them as well, isn't she? I mean, you can hear in her interviews with Hannah and Gail that she's got very high standards. She doesn't mince her words. She doesn't go softly. She demands a lot from these young players. That's the type of player she was. That's the type of coach she is.
Yeah, and I met Vicky Wilson a few years ago, and she's absolutely a no-nonsense coach, a no-nonsense person, and that's something that players really respect. You know, you want to be honest, and you want to be pushed to the absolute limits, and that's the only way that this Fiji team will do well. And lucky players to have somebody like that.
Yeah, she was also assistant coach of the Silver Ferns at the Sydney World Cup 4 years ago. That final, and the Diamonds won their 11th full-time Netball World Cup.
Pop there with the steal and hands it right back to the Fijians.
5 goals the difference, 5 minutes to go in this opening quarter. This opening game of day 5.
Oh, great hands there from Panapasa. Rauluni cleans up the plate with that one. There's Croc's interception, but hands it straight back to Gallo.
Number 14 for Lydia Panapasa, 100% record continues. Moments ago, 5-goal lead, couple of turnovers, is now 17-10 to Fiji. Singapore just switching off at times here, especially in the mid-court.
Yeah, and those triangles are something that will work for Singapore, but there was just a miscommunication and timing of that feed to the pocket, and Highway Toe converts that one.
Highway Toe, she's a lab technician by profession. All these players on court balancing regular jobs with their netball careers.
Wing attack, contact penalty.
Melody Teo. She's a PE teaching assistant by trade, speaking of occupations. Charmaine Sal over the top, cross-court pass the wing attack Highway Toe. Decision goes against her.
Yeah, just a little knock there from Highway Toe to knock the wing defence offside.
Rauluni.
Oh, Sindhu Nair with the steal, unable to gain possession.
Lydia Panapasa, her height advantage in that front court is reaping big reward for Fiji right now.
Kim Lim and Kwok just playing it around, keeping possession. Fijians not giving Toe an inch in that circle.
Rauluni.
Moves so beautifully through the court, so elegant, so powerful.
And a fine finish. Yasi Rauluni, the captain of this Fiji side, was 24 years of age. Had a 4-year layoff after the previous Netball World Cup. Great to see her back in action, but Panapasa still perfect.
One step back, goal attack.
Battle going on in the centre position between Caitlin Fisher and Shuyi Kwok. You put a cigarette paper between those two at the moment. There is Fisher, but that's been well intercepted by Sindhu Nair. More of that, please, Singapore.
Absolutely, and that's one thing that she reads really well. She can time those intercepts nicely. She's just got to be brave enough to go for them, and needs the work of Andin and Kwok to create those interceptions in front of her.
So inside the final 2 minutes of this opening quarter. Fiji have had the better of it, and here's the reason why. Good position again from Panapasa. She hasn't missed yet.
And she's a real target shooter, great strength, great angles, but we've seen a lot of different types of target shooters this championship, but all so different. We've seen the Sivalingams in Sri Lanka who have the height but don't move a metre from the post. You've got Panapasa who holds really high in the circle and has got the agility to move off into the backspace, but has also got the agility to move. So real variety on these target shooters. And Singapore not with the same style today. They've gone for the rotational circle, which has been working well for them. And look at that, just undercooked that pass to Rebel with the pass into Panapasa, sorry.
Kwok into Charmaine So. So smooth, it's just automatic. That Charmaine So release. They can get the ball into her. They could be in business here, Singapore. 30 seconds to go in the opening quarter. 10 goals the difference. Another interception. That's 3 straight from Sindhu Nair.
And the difference that they've done is they've not sat so tight on them. They've sat off, allowed a little bit of room for the feeders to feel free and undercook the pass and come out with the intercept.
Charmaine So playing very high. Just the 10 seconds left. They're going to have to get a wriggle on here, Singapore. Charmaine So, a little rushed with the shot, with time ticking down. And the clock will beat everyone. Entertaining opening quarter here in the opening match on day 5 here at the Netball World Cup. Fiji leading Singapore by 22 goals to 12. Good start for the Fijians, looking for their first win at the tournament. We'll take a break and be back with quarter 2 next. So Fiji leading Singapore after 15 minutes of action here in Group E. 22 goals to 12. There's a change up front. The 100% Lydia Panapasa, 17 from 17 in that opening quarter for Fiji. She's been replaced by Matila Bothea. Rauluni's still out there. She was 100% as well. 5 from 5 from her. A perfect shooting performance from Fiji so far in this match. But it's Singapore with the early possession. They're in their red dresses, playing left to right here in this second quarter.
Milicic has gone for the early change in her lineup. She's taken Lim to the bench, and Carmen Go has come into that wing attack position. They want to create some more shooting opportunities. Charmaine Go out to goal attack, and Pei Shan Lee, who is their target shooter that we talked about, has come into that goal shooter position.
Yeah, Charmaine So equally adept at goal shoot or goal attack. Pei Shan Lee very much a goal shooter. And here's the replacement goal shoot for Fiji, Vothia. This is her first attempts on goal. Good work there from Rauluni. She's been key. High shot, rattles it home. The Fiji captain.
Carmen Go with the centre pass, but unable to get their second phase through, and that's what's letting them down so far. Fiji sitting on a higher centre pass to goal percentage. We talk about centre passes, and you get 50% of possession. Every team, it rotates each time, so you get a fair crack at the whip, right? So you want to make sure that that given possession you take to goal, and at the moment Fiji's just sitting on a higher number.
Yeah, centre pass to goal percentage 75 to 53 at the moment. Gain to goal percentage 67, plays 25. Turnover to goal percentage 33 to 22, so those numbers reflect the scoreboard as well.
Absolutely, and although we have numbers in there, you've got to decipher them and figure out what game plan is going to make them higher. And So just getting her team another goal on the scoreboard.
Charmaine So playing her 108th international for Singapore, vastly experienced player. Here's Pei Shan Lee, bounces it back out, and so gets position. Too heavy on that one, but stays alert, follows the shot, and gets the putback. Long pass to Vothia. Does well to bring it down.
So they've gone like for like in terms of the shooter. They've gone for another target shooter, and Rauluni just showing absolute class there and been able to feed exactly the same way and go the other end. Says anything you can do, I can do. But Olakora just coming out with the intercept there.
And the layup from Vothia.
Oh, and it didn't hit the ring, so what a beautiful layup, but it's got to touch the ring because she caught it again. That's repossession. You can't effectively pass the ball to yourself, so it's got to touch either another person or the ring for you to be able to keep possession of it. But we can still appreciate the beauty of that layup shot. Have a look at this athleticism. 1-2 up. It just doesn't touch the ring. She knows. She smiles.
Seen quite a few layups at this tournament. Pai Wei To on the bench at the moment for Singapore. She doesn't mind a layup either. Tippett, the Australian, former basketball player. She's probably the most regular exponent of it. Great to see the game developing as Vothea. Easy finish for her from right underneath.
There's something so smooth about the way the Fijians handle the ball, the way that they catch the touch on the pass that they have, the way that they move. There's just something so smooth about it that you don't see in other nations, maybe in a different way, but unlucky there from Maluvu. Unable to stay on side for that steal.
Pei Shan Lee, 2 from 2 for her.
Good start.
(26-17). 5 gone in quarter 2. Good turnover for Singapore on the Fiji centre pass. Lobbed over the top to Pei Shan Lee, just lets it bounce. Someone's lost a bib. Pei Shan Lee. Just put that back on the Velcro. Charmaine So adds another one to her total. That's 10 for Charmaine So in this match.
Going Singapore.
Singapore just leading by 2 this quarter, so the change at the moment is working for them. This is the point where you want to see Singapore really dig their heels in and keep their foot on the pedal, and with that pass you want to see them transition well into defence, because as we talked about at the top of the show, they haven't won a quarter yet, but if at this stage 2 goals up and 9 minutes left on the clock, you really want them to keep their concentration.
That's a bit of a coach killer though, isn't it? You do so well to reduce this deficit, and as you say, just 2 the difference. It was 10 the difference at quarter time, and then you lose it. Bit of concentration at a pivotal moment. Give the ball back to Fiji, and that's the end result. Rauluni hurts you again. Good position from Vothia.
Great preparation there. She starts just a little bit further out the circle. And here we see Singapore opting to go back. Oh, another basic error there.
Vothia again, that connection with Rauluni, reaping good dividends for Fiji here. Talented family, a mother, Vasiti Setuata, represented Fiji at 3 World Cups, 87, 91 and 2003. So she's continuing on where Mum left off in previous World Cups. Here she is again. Just dribbles it over the front rim.
And so often you see that, don't you? It getting passed on. The talent's getting passed on. I know my mum claims my netball career goes down to her, but
Contacting the fence.
great to have that as a role model. Your mum's gone to 3 world champs.
Fence, get off the body.
You heard it from the umpire. Get off the body. Some heavy contact coming in here. We've seen this World Cup. It's been so physical. There's been players sent off. There's been cautions being dished out all over the place. These teams fighting for everything.
Yeah, and what a great display it is for the sport. We know that the profile has been raised over the last couple of years, but to have this competition for so many to see and to see the physicality of it, long gone are the days of the non-contact perception. Contact does happen, contest does happen, and it's fantastic to see, and the players just aren't fazed by it.
Charmaine So has another one for Singapore. Sevofia high in the circle. Sevofia.
And Singapore just taking their foot off the pedal like we talked about. You want to see them dig in and really work to keep possession of this, make sure they're splitting the Fiji defence, keep the ball alive, keep the ball moving. When they stop and look for too long, Fiji just get into better defensive positions, and what a ball through the net there from So. You want her with the ball, don't you? You want to give her as much possession as possible because she's so accurate.
Singapore is throwing it all the way there, but it's been deflected. They'll keep possession. Caitlin Fisher wins it for Fiji. Good work from the Fiji centre. She's based in Sydney, plays in the New South Wales Premier League. Caitlin Fisher. Rauluni. So playing very high over the top to a wing attack, come and go. So has it again. Back to go. Just manages to stay in court.
Great back up on the transverse line there. Carmen Go just falling out of court, gripping on with her toes, and was able to switch that back to the transverse line to keep possession. And a real contest going on between Nawai and Balokoro in the circle there against Lee and So.
Pei Shan Lee continues her 100% record in this second quarter. Fiji leading Singapore 32-21. Day 5 at the Netball World Cup. Silver Ferns and the Aussie Diamonds in action later on. Zimbabwe will be on court in the 7 o'clock game against Barbados. They have brought the noise all tournament long, the Zimbabwe fans. They've really brought a wonderful atmosphere to this Netball World Cup.
That's going to be a cracker of a match potentially. Zimbabwe, if they win that, moving to 8th, which is fantastic for their debut World Cup. And like you said, they've been the absolute sweethearts of this competition. Everybody's fallen in love with them. Doesn't matter what nation you're from, you can't help but dance to the beat of their drum.
Absolutely. I was doing a bit of that walking across the bridge here, across the M&S Bank Arena the other day. It was actually the Malawi team. They were singing and dancing on their way in. It's just wonderful scenes here. This city's really embraced this tournament. The fan zone across the road is full every day because the evening sessions here are sold out. You can't get a ticket. This Netball World Cup. Wonderful event. Someone's lost a shoe. It's Sindhu Nair.
It's got it all, hasn't it, this World Cup? Shoes coming off.
I tell my kids, do up your laces properly. Otherwise, that's what happens.
There's some lovely kids there for you, just in shot. Hopefully they heard your advice there, Rupert.
Well, Sindhu Nair, she might have lost a shoe, but her intercepting ability continues. Deflects that one out of the pathway of Matsia Vothia. Here's Rauluni again, misses on that occasion, and Nair brings down the rebound. Torrenbao, wing attack. Dish to Rauluni, she bounces it into here. Leading up to 80% here. The fans are in early here at the M&S Bank Arena. They were working furiously overnight. Pretty much up until we turned on the lights here this morning to reconfigure this stadium from 2 courts to 1. And it looks an absolute picture, doesn't it? Huge, big screens towering above the court here. Look at that. This place is going to be absolutely jumping. I'll tell you what, whatever you're doing on Thursday night at 8 o'clock when the Roses take the court against the Proteas of South Africa, scrap your plans, switch on the telly and watch some netball, because the roof will be lifted when the Vitality England Roses take the court against South Africa.
Great work from Melody Teo there with that intercept into the backspace. Good transition. Oh!
Ring offense. That's intentional. That's a warning.
Emma Mualuvu
Ring offense.
called with the intentional.
Ring offense.
Now there's a description. We'll update you with all the rules and regs as we go.
Wow, and that was a real talking to. That went straight to a warning, not even a caution given there, and umpires let her know that it could go to a 2-minute sit down if she does it again. Maybe a little on the harsh side. I do believe she was going for ball. But Vicky Wilson making her sit down and not taking the chance to leave her players with 6.
Yeah, wise decision from the head coach. We saw what happened the other night to Stella Oyella against the Roses. Had to leave the court, played the final quarter with 6. I mean, did pretty well actually with 6 players on the court, but almost impossible to make any headway when you're down a player in this game.
Yeah, they did, and in that Uganda game there was 2 cautions given, a warning given, a 2-minute sanction given, and then a sending off, whereas I believe that was her first offence, so pretty harsh to go straight in with a warning. But as you said, Vicky Wilson not taking her chances and making the change.
So we're approaching the final minutes here of the first half between Fiji and Singapore. Fiji leading 34-24. They went into quarter time with a 10-goal advantage, and they've maintained that margin as Charmaine So makes it 9. Oh, she's an all-star. Yeah, 12 each in this second quarter. Bofieva has another one for Fiji. If Panapasa won't get you, Bofieva will. They swap gives at quarter time.
Obstruction penalty outside.
13 all this quarter. Potentially with this goal, it could mean that Singapore get their first quarter win of the championship. Yes, absolutely, and I think she knows that they are 1 goal up this quarter.
And there you go. Singapore have won their first quarter at the Netball World Cup. They're still a long way behind Fiji in this match, but 35-26 is the score at half-time. The third quarter, the second half between Fiji and Singapore, our opening match in day 5 at the Netball World Cup. Fiji leading Singapore by 35 goals to 26. Both these teams looking for their opening win at the tournament. Quarter split was 22-12 to Fiji, and there's Panapasa back off the bench to continue her perfect goal-scoring record. She was 17 of 17 in the opening quarter, and just picks up where she left off here. Interestingly, Bothia, who replaced her in the second quarter, has stayed out there. So Fiji have gone big up front with Bothia and Panapasa in action together in the forward circle.
And that's a big, strong circle for Melody Teo and Sindhu Nair to have to shut down. They're going to have to really communicate on this to get a different structure, because it's totally different to have such a playmaking rotational goal attack to having two strong bodies to have to work through. And Vithia's showing that she's just as agile, just as smooth on that.
Solid start to the third quarter by Fiji, 38-26 already. Singapore just need to keep the concentration levels high. Won the second quarter. It was the first quarter they'd won at the tournament. They had a torrid time of it. Long pass over to Charmaine So. Oh, Singapore.
If they were able to do that a little more often. But that was created from the work of Pei Shanli just sitting nice and high, Carmen So just sneakily climbing through the back, and Shanli with the goal.
Yeah, Singapore, do a bit more of that, they'll be in business.
Yeah,
Pei Shanli.
Varnish obstruction, wing defense.
Charmaine So just rattles that one in. He's such a brilliant shooter of a netball. Over the top to Lydia Panapasa. Great position again from the big 6'3" Fijian.
only 18 years old, and what a calm, mature head she has on her shoulders. Great for Fiji's future.
Varnish obstruction center. Varnish contacting defense, advantage of side. Wing
Calm
defense,
and
get
go.
off the body.
Just getting to the circle edge. Prime feeding position there.
Good rebound from Kahatoka for Fiji. Over the top to Panapasa, that height advantage. Once more. Panapasa, her 8th international for Fiji in this game. As you say, just 18 years of age. Here are the
Obstruction, wing defense.
starting sevens, bottom of screen. Changes
Obstruction, goal defense.
in the defensive contingent and in mid-court.
With me, come forward. Goal defense, come forward.
All change for
Right here.
Fiji, positionally, or players coming off the replacements benches. So converts another opportunity for Singapore. I'll tell you what, you put Charmaine So, Silver Ferns or Diamonds team or Rose's side, should be pretty much unstoppable. We talked about maybe having an all-star game one day, didn't we?
We did, and
How fun would that be?
yeah, I did see online there was somebody put an all-star team together. She didn't feature in it, however, there was
She's
the
in my team.
She's in your team.
Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere.
Absolutely, and there was the likes of Caroline O'Hanlon from Northern Ireland in that centre position, who's been absolutely world-class and outstanding. Could also slot into any team.
Varnish obstruction center. Varnish offside wing attack.
Singapore just unable to get past this transverse line with ease. That's their problem area. They often get to that transverse line and unable to penetrate forwards anymore, opting to go back and reset and go again.
Yeah, 3 seconds was the call. Held ball. Pass up. 22 from 22 now.
Nice second phase from Vithia. And look at that. Oh, the 1-2. No contact given.
Fiji qualified for this World Cup by finishing second at the Oceania Regional Qualifying Tournament held in Auckland last year. It's their 9th World Cup. There's the quarter-by-quarter stats. Fiji comfortably in the first, but Singapore won the second, as I said, their first quarter win of the World Cup. Really pleased head coach Natalie Milicic as Charmaine So pleases these youngsters here. I've loved the scenes here in Liverpool over this tournament. So many youngsters, so many kids here watching the netball. Reminds me a lot of the 2012 Olympics in London, you know, just a real family event, being embraced by this city. I met a family yesterday at the fan zone who came all the way from Cheltenham to watch the Roses here. They had tickets for the first 2 games, couldn't get a ticket for their 3rd one, so they watched it at the fan zone across the road. Just people desperate to see the Vitality England Roses in action here.
It's amazing, isn't it, what sport can do for a nation, for all the nations actually, because you have people watching at home as well, and it just lifts everybody and brings people together like nothing else.
Yeah, there's a bit of sport on this summer, isn't there?
What a fantastic summer it is for sport. This weekend we were spoilt, weren't we, with the cricket, the tennis.
Contact centre beside centre.
We don't get supervisors in netball, but there's going to be some tight games down the stretch of this tournament. There's no doubt about it. It is going to be so exciting as this tournament unfolds. Semi-finals take place on Saturday, and then on Sunday the gold medal match. Who's it going to be? The Roses and South Africa do battle on Thursday night for pole position. There's a crossover, runner-up from New Zealand and Australia's group plays the winner of England and South Africa's group, and vice versa. But these two sides at the other end of the picture in Group E, fighting just as hard for their first win. Panapasa, her shooting has been impeccable here. 25 from 25.
Her supporting goal attack, 11 from 13. Not a bad support system, that builds so much confidence when you know your goal attack is slotting the goals away as well.
Pei Shan Lee from mid-range for Singapore.
I just really want to see a bit more grit from Singapore. I mean, you know, they're only 9 goals down. It's doable for them, but I just want to see a change in gear from them. Get the bench behind them, bench, get on your feet, cheer them on, give them a lift. Because with passes like that, it's doable.
Oh, the long bomb to Charmaine So, and this time an unlikely miss for one of the sharpest shooters in the business. Nice goal. Singapore qualified, second in the Asian regional qualifier, held in Singapore. They've also, of course, hosted a couple of Netball World Cups in 1983 and 2011. That's the last time these two teams met at a Netball World Cup, was in 2011 in Singapore. Their best ever finish at a World Cup was 12th back in 1999 in Christchurch in New Zealand. That event just gets away, unfortunately, there for Muavulu.
Goalkeeper.
For the last few years, they've also been hosting championships and inviting some African nation countries down to increase their international exposure, which is doing great for the world netball. But that's why games like this are so important. We talked about ordinarily they would have gone home at this stage, but it's more exposure, it's more experience on this championship level, which is so needed at every level of the competition.
Yeah, like Fiji, they're a developing team. Just Kimberly Lim and Charmaine So have been to a Netball World Cup before. Pei Shan Lee, speaking of youngsters, a teenager, 19. Over the top again to Panapasa. Avator and Bothia. She was out of court.
Only just the Talkie Toes tried to get back on in time, but wasn't able to. I've been impressed with Carmen Go's interjection in this. She's been a real impact player. Yep, Toes just going over the line there, but her feeding has been really key to this Singapore team, just staying within their only.
They're hanging in there, aren't they?
They are. A couple of goals down this quarter. Only 9 the difference. As I said, I just want to see a bit more grit. I want to see the combination of Teo and Nair and Andin trying to win that ball a lot earlier. Don't wait for it to get into the circle where you're going to be beaten like that on a one-on-one over the top. You can't compete with that height. So let's be gutsy. Let's fly the ball. Let's create some interceptions earlier on up the court and really give them the opportunity. And there it is from Carmen Go. Oh my goodness. She's really trying to make the show real, isn't she?
Oh, it's the go-so show for Singapore. I'll tell you what, Carmen Go is putting this passing performance on her show reel.
She is, and what an impact there. You look at that work getting to the circle edge there. Tucks in behind Malovu. 14 feeds there. So key for this attacking lineup. Charmaine's so happy with that one.
Bit of scouting maybe going on at the Netball World Cup at this tournament. You're obviously assistant coach, Saracens Mavericks. Camilla, anyone caught your eye that might be able to suit up in the Vitality Super League in a Mav shirt?
Oh my goodness, plenty have caught my eye, and already had some conversations with Kat Ratnapala, head coach at Mavericks, and my goodness, the rule is you can recruit within the top 10 if they've been in the top 10 for the last couple of years. So hoping for some players from Zimbabwe to get into that top 10, because there's certainly some players that we'd love to recruit. I mean, how fantastic. There's players that we've seen in the Australian League from the Jamaican team, South African team, English team. It's doing great for World Netball to see such a crossover and real opportunity. We've seen a lot of players from the African nations come through the English Super League and progress onto the Sun Court. We're almost on even peggings in terms of the quality of leagues now.
Back to 9 goals the difference.
But absolutely a lot of players here showing their worth and quality.
Good section of play here for Singapore. Pei Shan Lee just a little overcooked on the shot. Yeah, she just gave it all. Another practice, the flick of the wrist, didn't she? That would have reduced it to 8 the difference.
Contact wing attack. Set.
Well, if you get a Zimbabwe player at the Mavericks, you might get a few Zimbabwe fans as well. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Because they've been absolutely amazing, the Zimbabwe supporters here.
Absolutely. We've lost another shoe here in the M&S Arena, but absolutely. I think we might have to move venues, though, to house the fantastic crowds of Zimbabwe.
Is the London O2 available?
Well, I mean, we'd fill it, wouldn't we?
Absolutely. Bothia for Fiji. Inside the final 2 minutes of the third quarter here. 10 goals the difference. Fiji leading Singapore 49-39. Carmen Go's come up with some wonderful passes in this third quarter into a goal attack. Charmaine So. Pass just evading Sindhu Nair. Couldn't quite come up with the intercept. Hanging in there, Singapore. Looking for every advantage they can get, but Panapasa has another one. Shawala Rashid this time into Panapasa. 30 of 30 for the big Fijian goal shoot.
Carmen Go, opting to go through the middle. Quite textbook, quite repetitive. Singapore often receive the ball on the outside, and then their second phase option is through the middle, which Fiji are reading really well. They've been doing it all quarter, all game so far, and they just squash them in and don't allow them to penetrate or open up the court. But I'd like to see the variety, potentially taking first phase through the middle, and then opening up the sides for Singapore to take that through to goal. And Nair with the back line here, giving Singapore the chance to not with passes like that.
Yeah, inside the final 10 seconds, and Fiji and Panapasa will have another goal. There is the whistle for third quarter time. Lydia is loving it in Liverpool. 52-40, Fiji leads Singapore. Fiji have a 52 goals to 40 lead over Singapore. On course for their first win, Fiji, of the tournament so far. These are the teams that finished fourth in their groups in the first stage. And here, looking for ranking position at the business end of the tournament. Singapore with the centre pass to start the fourth quarter. They trail Fiji by 52 goals to 40 in Group E. Met 5 times previously in World Cups, these two. And the call goes against Singapore in their red dresses, playing left to right here, and Fiji all in blue go about their business.
Yeah, and that's disappointed from Singapore to throw their first centre pass away. We talked about the fact that their centre pass to goal was so important for them to try and convert. It's the possession that they are given by right, and if you don't convert that stuff, you're making your life a lot more difficult. Come and go with the ball here to So, to Shanley. And they
Shanley, she's done well since she came on court.
Sindhu Nair just winning the ball back, able to steal that centre pass back off of Fiji, and that's better from Singapore, able to get past that transverse line, get a bit of depth on the second phase, and so slotting that away. It just makes it so much easier. When you're first and second phase, you're able to gain ground towards goal. You don't feel the pressure so much. If you have a look at Fiji, they just punch through and then really confident on the long ball like that.
Lydia Panapasa has missed her first shot of the match. She was 33 of 33. She's human after all.
Goal defence.
Is she? Shuala Rashid with the ball to So, to come and go to circle edge, playing it back round.
Advantage of cycling defence. Advantage contact centre.
Position again for Panapasa. Right in close. 55-43 in the fourth quarter.
Go finds the top of the circle nicely. That's what they've not been able to do so often.
Obstruction, goal defence, penalty.
That's great timing from Go. Having a look at the shot percentage, Fiji sitting on 90%. Singapore sitting on 84%.
Fiji back in action. They played a pre-tournament series against the Silver Ferns and the New Zealand men's netball team. And there's Lydia Panapasa with a long range of the 18-year-old. She played against the New Zealand men's goal shooter who was over 7 foot in that series, Fiji. Levi. It's quite an exciting series, that. New Zealand men actually beat the Silver Ferns. Lydia Panapasa, well, she's not 7 foot, but she's absolutely bossing this forward centre circle in this match against Singapore. Lydia is loving life in Liverpool right now.
And rightly so. I mean,
Vardy's contacting the
Look at the
fence.
change in angles that she uses. As the ball changes, she constantly changes. And the service she's given, there's just no pressure on her. No pressure on her whatsoever.
Well, she missed that shot before, didn't she? You can tell that really annoyed her. You know, she says, give me the ball, I want to make up for that.
Absolutely, and when you've been shooting for 3 and a bit quarters at 100%, you want a clean sheet. And I love that we have shooters that are going for that perfection.
Another long pass down the line in the direction of Shawala Rashid, just a little too heavy that time. We saw Come and Go come up with some of those in the first few quarters in the direction of Charmaine So. That one a little bit misdirected.
Vardy's obstruction wing defense.
Hothia.
Rebound, just the service there. She's also been another one for Fiji that has been really solid, really available. Lovely touch on the ball there from Savute.
Contact goal defense, goal third. Me. In the goal third. Goal defense, yes.
Just told that she was
Wing
using
attack.
her knee.
Wing attack. Wing attack. Wait for the whistle at the centre pass.
Pei-Shan Lee throws it all the way over the top. Was that a pass?
I think it was a pass. I would absolutely be claiming that was a pass.
Charmaine So finishes it off. Of course it was a pass.
My question is for the stats team. Now, are you putting that down as a missed shot, or are you putting that down as an assist?
Oh, give it to her as a pass. Come on. Kanapasa. Speaking of shooting, we saw Tajini Sivalingam, Sri Lanka up next against Samoa.
Throw in.
She shot 76 of 78 against Singapore yesterday. That's the highest individual score
Throw in.
at the Netball World Cup so
Goal
far.
third.
Not quite as many as Irene van Dijk, 90 at the 95 World Cup in Birmingham. Last time it was in England.
Singapore.
She was playing for the Proteas, then Irene van Dijk, then of course became a star of the Silver Ferns.
Made the switch.
A bit like Chelsea Pittman.
Absolutely, and Van Dijk will be here somewhere in the arena. Looking at these shooting stats, we've got Kanapasa on 98%, 39 from 40, but look at that volume from Thea, 14 from 16, 88%. Bearing in mind she didn't start the match. She came in at quarter time. It's the second quarter at goal shooter.
We actually thought that Sivalingam was going to go for the record. After 3 quarters, she was on course for it. And then the head coach took her off, much to our disappointment. We thought that Irene van Dijk's 90-goal mark might have been in jeopardy.
Yeah, and I wonder if we can try and find her later on in the day and ask her if she's aware of that record and how she feels about somebody chasing it down. Not sure Sri Lanka will get that chance again, though, to get that amount of volume.
As you see, no rolling subs. You've got to wait for it till the player is injured to make a change during a quarter. So is it a bit of a sort of unwritten rule or interpretation that the player might say, oh, I've an injury, got to go off so you can make a sub?
I would like this rule seen to change. I don't like the fact that you effectively have to fake an injury to come off and have a substitution. I think that there should be tactical timeouts being able to be called, but it's, again, timed like the 30-second injury rule. I would like to see that introduced because, you know, tactics change. You should be able to roll subs on. There can be a limit to the amount per quarter, but absolutely. And I also don't like the fact that you kind of tempt fate having to say, oh, my ankle for a timeout, you know?
Yeah, it puts the players in a difficult position, doesn't it, perhaps?
Yeah, although I think that both umpires and players know the situation. I think umpires know when it's a tactical.
How time? Right in front of me.
Giving these great aerial shots here on day 5 as Hothia gets another one. This stadium's been reconfigured. We had 2 courts for the opening 4 days. Now the 1 court, they worked tirelessly through the night. Technical staff here to get this stadium ready for day 5.
And here we just see Vathia playing the ball off the post from her back line. The post acts as a player, so you can use it as somebody to pass off of, as long as she gets her feet back on court before she catches it, and as long as there's enough distance for a player to get through the post and her, that's absolutely legal. So smart thinking from Vatia, and we're seeing that used a lot more.
Torrenbauer just
Obstruction, goal defense.
gets to her feet. The Fijian centre.
Goal defense, step back. Yes.
You see the changes in this fourth quarter for Singapore. Rebound from Panapasa. Puts it away for number 40.
Goal time, goal shooter, Fiji.
And she heads to the chairs. Laisani Waka off the bench for Fiji. Another youngster, 17 years of age.
I mean, that's fantastic, isn't it, to get a 17-year-old out in a World Cup championship. You mentioned earlier that 5 of these Fijian players are still eligible to play World Youth Championships. What great experience and great exposure for these youngsters. And look at that. The long ball in.
And there is her first goal. 17-year-old Laisani Waka, 17 years of age. Played at the Youth World Cup in 2017. Already for the Junior Pearls. And here she is on the big stage at the Senior Netball World Cup. Charmaine, so sweet.
And if you covered up who the goal shooters were, you can see that Fiji have their game plan. You know, they have 3 different shooters they've played in this game, all slightly different, but the route to goal very similar. So Vicky Wilson very clear with her game plan, very clear with the style that she wants her players to play with, but they're all bringing their slight individual touch on the game.
It's great to see Laisani Waka back, actually, because in that 3-test series Fiji played against Singapore back in April, she partially dislocated her knee in that series, so she's been rehabbing in record time, trying to get back on deck here. She's done that. It's great to see her out there.
Obstruction, wing defense, penalty.
That's fantastic work. That's a quick turnaround for a dislocation, and it's probably her age that allowed her to recover so quickly.
Charmaine Say shooting about 86% at the moment.
Oh,
as the intercept comes, great stuff. The goalkeeper from Singapore, Joanna Toe. Yeah, there's so stats, 87, but so many shots she takes from mid to long range. So she's not popping him in from right underneath. There's no gimmies. That's about as close So gets, that kind of shot there.
So you've got to bear in mind, she's a goal attack and she's taken 38 shots. That's a massive amount of volume for a goal attack to take. So you can see how key she is to this side, and you know, you can kind of forgive her for not having the 90% shooting stat when she's creating that many opportunities for her side. Shanley slots that one away.
Yeah, she came into this match having shot 62 of 84, and as you say, as a player who plays most of the time at goal attack, that's the leading scorer in the team. Waka.
Fiji.
Can't make that one count. They'll get the lucky break. Re-inbound the ball. There she goes, off the post again. More heads-up stuff from Laisani Waka. Young in years, not mature in netball IQ.
Contact, penalty.
Charmaine Say will add another one. Singapore up to 53. 15-goal margin behind Fiji here. Fiji that led all the way. 22-12 first quarter. Singapore won the second. As Waka rattle homes another one for Fiji. 17-14 was the third quarter score in favour of Fiji. And then 16-13 so far in the fourth, 69-53.
Contact center penalty.
As we approach the final 2 minutes here, Fiji on course for their
Yes.
first win
Center, you out of play.
of the tournament. All the teams in this group, including Sri Lanka and Samoa, coming up next, effectively playing for 13th place and world ranking spots. Nice finish there from Paishan Lee for Singapore.
And we saw Kahatoka trying the hoist with Nawai, but unable to get on the shot. That's where you have one player lifting the other to get a little bit height on the mark. But they've been, for me, a fantastic pairing today. Fijians, goal defence and goalkeeper Nawai and Kahatoka. Pulled back. Gotta wait for the umpire's whistle there.
Contact goalkeeper.
Another contact given. And there she goes again. Charming. So
inside the final minute, Charmaine So sends down her 36th goal of the match for Singapore, but it's Fiji who are going to close this one out. Matila Vothia and Laisani Waka here, who's come on in this fourth quarter, has her 5th goal. 17 years of age, being given some minutes here by coach Vicky Wilson. And this will give this Fijian team reason to smile here. Looking for their first win of the tournament. Singapore will carry on for the rest of the week. They'll have more games, looking another opportunity to come up with a win.
Didn't wait for the player to get on court. You could see how she wanted to get the ball down the other court to try and take them to 71.
And Singapore, with Charmaine So, finish with a goal. But it's Fiji who get the result. It's been tightly contested throughout this one. But it's Fiji for the 6th time running in Netball World Cup to have the win over Singapore. 71 goals to 56. Really good performance from the Pacific Islanders. So hugs and handshakes all round as we see all the players come together. At the end, it's been tightly contested, but Fiji just a little bit too good. The high-ranked team, 17th against the 26th ranked Singapore in this one. And on paper, it looked like a Fijian win ahead of it. And that's how it turns out. How would you sum it up as a whole, Camilla Buchanan? What did you make of Fiji's performance overall?
Well, first of all, I'm going to tell you that I actually think that although Singapore lost that 56-71, that was a better performance from them. They had much more variety in the attacking lineup, a lot more clarity in terms of the movement. So I would say Singapore could be happy with that performance. However, Fiji, 71 goals on the scoreboard for their first win of the championship. Vicky Wilson will be extremely proud and happy that she managed to get so many of her youngsters out there and have a really consistent performance.
Okay, time to get some reaction from the Fijian perspective now. The star of their show was, without a doubt, Lydia Kanapasa. She shot 41 of 43 in this match. She's the player of the match, and she's with Hannah Wells.
Lydia, yesterday we spoke after a player of the match performance from you, but you didn't get the win. This must feel absolutely brilliant.
Yes, really proud of the girls' efforts. We lost yesterday's first game against the Samoan girls. Today we came back really hard, and I'm really proud of the effort. Yeah.
What's the feeling like amongst the team, because you're such a young group on such a big world stage?
Yes, we're such a really young group, coming all the way from Fiji and going against the big teams from around the world. We have a lot of players that this is our first World Cup, but that didn't stop us from coming all the way here to play.
And you can hear them quite loudly behind you at the moment. What's it like playing in
It's been really, really great. We love our supporters, the fans, and the girls out here cheering their hearts out for us. We'd like to thank them so much.
Thanks very much. Well played today. Natalie, that first quarter really ran away from you a little bit there, didn't it? Is that where you feel this game was perhaps lost?
Yeah, I absolutely think it was lost there, but I'm very proud of how we fought back today. We won that second quarter and we showed that real pride in what we're doing out there, and we've showed some of our learnings by making sure that we dug really deep today and we were competitive, and that's what we wanted to see.
Like you say, there are positives. That first quarter, your first quarter win of the World Cup, this is your smallest losing margin as well. How do you motivate the girls going forward?
Oh, look, I think we've tried not to worry about the score, and it's about performance, and I think today we actually did have 4 quite good quarters. There's a few things we need to keep fixing, but we're getting used to that physicality, and I think we handled that very well today. So it was really nice to see us, as I say, keep that fight and keep that passion in what we were doing out there.
Well played. Thanks very much. We'll just bring in Vicky as well. Coaches everywhere. Vicky, great win there, great performance as well. You must be thrilled.
Yeah, I was really pleased with the overall effort and to be able to get all 12 players out on court. We started well today, and that's something that we have struggled with over the last few games.
That was your third equal highest score at a Netball World Cup. Really strong performance. And once again, we've got to mention Lydia Passa. Just phenomenal for you in that shooting circle, isn't she?
Well, I thought Lydia really stood out today. She was a wonderful target for us. I think we all have to remember she's still eligible for the World Youth Cup in 2021, so it's just been great to see her develop over the last few years.
With that World Youth Cup in mind, you've got such a young team. How much a part of this experience is building for the future and building that younger team?
Well, with 5 players all eligible in 2021, it's really important that they get this experience, and it'll just be so invaluable for them by the time they get to play, and they'll be wonderful players, great experience and really talented. So I think it all looks well for Fiji in 2021.
Very well played today. Thanks very much.